morning, everybody. How is everybody doing? I'm trying to make sure that this thing is working right. Huh?
Your head?
Well, no, I'm not used to this microphone over here, so I'm used to the one you're on.
Sure.
No, that's all right. All right. Good morning, all. Good morning, Paul. Good morning, Rich.
What's up?
And good morning, Rich. Glenn.
Good
How
morning.
are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm well, and today is you okay?
Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday.
Dark and gloomy.
But we asked Glenn to be here today. Glenn Labossiere is the Director of Teaching, Learning, and Innovation for Griswold Public Schools. For those of you who don't understand what that term is, or can you describe it for us?
Basically, my position, a lot of curriculum work within the district, and kind of teaching things we do, strategies, helping kids in the classroom, bringing new ideas in, technologies for the school. So kind of overall the learning of our students pre-K through 12.
Okay. Wow, that's pre-K through 12.
Yeah.
Was that it?
That's it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's actually, it's one of the best jobs around. I get
Yeah.
to be in a lot of classrooms, work with all the staff around the district. So I really enjoy my job and being able to know our complete school community.
And how many years have you been doing that job now?
This is my third year in
Yeah.
that position. Yep.
Very good. So now that you're in your third year, did you think that we would be where we are right now with Griswold Public Schools and everything that has happened, including the field, which we'll get into?
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously I came in right in the middle of the pandemic. That's when this position started for me. I think we made it through the pandemic pretty well compared to many schools around there.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things I think that is kudos to our school district and to our bus company is we're one of the few districts that never really had an issue with busing and having bus drivers. I mean, that doesn't seem like a big deal, but it's a huge,
Sure.
if you hear it on the news. As far as on the other end of the pandemic, we've used a lot of things that we've had. We've had some money from ESSER grants from the federal government that let us add some things in, but I think we made it through the other side of it. Last year really was our first year back full. Yeah, when you think about it, the year before, we were still in masks and those types of things. And we're looking at our preliminary scores for our state data for our SBAC testing. Our growth was pretty impressive this year in Griswold Public Schools, and our AP scores came back very well. So we'll do a much more in-depth dive into that before the fall and do some reporting on it. But preliminary indications that our kids and our teachers responded very well last year.
What would happen if they didn't?
No, it's just we just keep trying to get better every day. That's all you do. But we're fortunate here that we have a great teaching staff in this district. It's a great place to work. People stay. And like I said, we're very fortunate the teachers we have in this district who care about our kids and do everything for
them. Yesterday was the opening that a lot of people have been waiting for quite some time. Is the opening of the track at the multi-purpose field.
Yeah.
I thought personally there was going to be more people walking on it than there actually was. Maybe a lot of people just don't know yet.
Yeah.
But I went on it. It's cushy. It's bouncy.
Yeah, it's the synthetic track is state of the art.
Yeah.
We did have some people there yesterday when they opened up the gates in the morning. There are people waiting to get on there.
Yeah.
So throughout the day we had some people on it. And again, the word will get out that it's open because even when I was out there after school yesterday, a couple people were surprised that they could go down there now. I said, "Yep, it's open for you." So it's quite this event. I went there yesterday after school and sat there for a while, just watching the girls soccer practiced on it. Had their first practice.
Oh, did they? Okay.
And then the boys soccer came right after them, and then the cross country was using some of the track. And then I guess as Rich said, after the football practice on the grass field, they went over and were down there.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. Like 20, 30 kids running around, playing on the field, rolling around on the laying on the G. They were taking pictures. It's pretty cool. They were excited.
So it begins.
When's it open to the residents?
It is now. Residents.
What time?
Residents until 9:00 at night. What we do is
you don't want them to go there during the day, right?
During the day, we do have some people that go on there. For years, we've had some residents that come and walk because people are very respectful. We've never stopped people from during the day to walk on the track.
Yeah, I was always afraid to go there during the day because I figured somebody come up and escort me out. Well, they might escort me out anyway because
I always thought too, like during school hours.
Yeah.
That's what I think a lot of people think it is.
Yeah.
Can't go there during school hours.
Especially with security these days, you'd think
it's one of those middle of the road things. I mean, we've never really, we don't have many people during the day that go there, but we've never really thrown anybody out either.
Some schools do, but
Really?
yeah.
But
I don't want to go. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to go there with a target on my back.
I mean, I've been to
Paul,
some
you
schools-
already have a target
I know
on your
I
back,
do.
so
No, I think I know people that, it's a balancing act. And Paul, I agree with you. I live in the community also. And,
Yeah.
how much can we afford as a community? And it is a balancing act. But I do know some people that were very leery of it and worried about the cost of it, obviously, and worried about overruns and all those pieces of it. And I think some people have changed a little bit, and we were right on time with
I
the
was gonna say, let's
project.
talk about that. About being on time and what it costs, and
So we were right on budget. We have had no change orders in this entire project. As Rich knows, he goes to a lot of the meetings we have with the town committee. There's been no overruns. They've been ahead of time wise, and not one change order, everything. And actually the Field Turf company and the other company, Earth Dynamics, who did a lot of the groundwork, they did a lot of extra things for us actually in the big picture. If you go to the field now, we used to have all those big, large trees on the far end on the high field on the big hill. We took all those trees down just to keep things off the track. You don't want the trees, they're pine trees, get the acid off it, and the trees along the side. Those trees are massive. Our maintenance department took them down, but like, how are we going to move these things over to get them in a nice, safe area to cut them up?
I thought about that.
And Earth Dynamics, the day we cut the trees over, walked over and said, "Hey, we'll just move the stuff. Where do you want it for us?" In that same area over there, there's a big culvert where the two hills meet. And we knew after the project, our maintenance department or within our school district, we were going to have to do some repiping and fix the culvert. They did it all for free for us in the project. We talked to them about it. They saw what some of the water builds up, and they said, "Hey, we're out here. We'll repipe it, redrain it for you, and
we'll just repipe it. We'll just do all that. That's pretty incredible.
It's a ton of work I think the important part is free.
Yeah, and
Well, it's good advertising
Yeah.
for them because now they can say, "Look at the field we did."
yeah, absolutely. And other things too. We moved the bleachers over for the visitors bleachers, moved to the home side, and people would say, "Why did you do that?" Basically, on the backside with the 8-lane track, we wanted to make sure we had enough safety back there. We still have the JV softball field up there. We want to be able to get around the backside of the field, or fire apparatus, ambulances, or any of those pieces. So they moved all that for us, and then power washed our bleachers for us. And from the school district, we're like, "Hey, we need them power washed, cleaned them up," and we intended to pay. And they said, "No, we'll just do it. We'll take care of those things for you." So overall, working with Field Turf and Earth Dynamics, especially, who was down there, they've been a great experience for us. They're right on budget. They've said, I think 40 projects last year, 40 of them were on budget, and they've never been over budget because that's what they do.
It's funny because I remember going to the meetings, at the beginning before the project even started or got approved, and one of the big things that people were talking about were cost overruns and contingency. Is it going to be enough?
Yep.
You didn't even need it.
No, I mean, when you look at those things, obviously, because almost every building project has change orders, has things you run into, all of those types of things. And, I think that they're the best around. That's what they do. There's been, like I said, no change orders. They're ahead of schedule. The only thing left to do, the scoreboard, it's it's going to be delivered on Monday and installed on Tuesday, and then wired up probably Wednesday. So that was really the last big piece. And we're still waiting for a little bit of the equipment we ordered. Like the soccer goals came in yesterday. So we'll start putting those together, getting those things done. So.
And there's going to be wind socks?
Like a wind screen around the fence on the front side. I'll say, with Bristol Wolverines on it. And also to protect all the things we've ordered, we part of the project too, we've got a new storage container where it's like a 4-bay garage kind of storage container that we purchased through the project. And that way the high jump mats, the pole vault mats, the hurdles, all those things, so we can protect the investment. For us, it's a lot of money, and we want to make sure the school, we protect the investment there, which, I know they're talking to Steve Cravino, the athletic director. There's been some questions about, why can't we have strollers, bikes, things like with wheels on the track? And with that being said, the
strollers. Day one, someone's got a stroller. There's a sign there, no strollers. Someone's on there with a stroller.
Yeah. And it's not to keep people off and their children off. It's more of, all of the industry practices say with the synthetic track, wheels are a nightmare for us. So anything that's wheels, we try to keep off there, but we do have around the outside of the track. It's all paved. It's all recent paved. So there's a place if you wanted to bring if you wanted to walk the track and you have a 10-year-old wants to ride the bike around, we could do some of those things too. And then the other piece is, the track is open till 9:00 every night. The lights are our state-of-the-art brand new lighting system. They run off of, you can preset things. You can run them off your phone. And so the lights will go on at sunset and they go off at 9:00, and it knows when sunset is. And the other pieces is if anybody was there last night or they go in the next few nights, there's 3 settings on the lights. There's game level playing lights. There's practice level playing lights. And as we laughed, when they were putting the lights in, they said that after a game go home lights, when they dim the lights. But the lower level lights, the level 3, is plenty for walking or running the track at night. So that's what they're set at. So on a game night, it'll look a lot brighter than it would be.
You said like you and your wife were out there looking at it. It was just perfect.
Yeah, the other night I went down just as we were getting ready to open the field to make sure at night to make sure we could what level it would work at. And level 3 for sure is definitely plenty to see. And there's new lighting going up and down the stairs there, so it'll be safe for people and a place to go exercise and those things.
I just had a question on the tip of my tongue too. Oh, if anybody has any questions or comments that are in the chat room right now, please do so. Yeah. Now's the time.
I know. Looking forward, September 8th will be our official grand opening ceremony. It's the first home game on the field. I think football is playing East Catholic that night. So the ceremony will start roughly around 6 p.m. And then the football game starts at 6:30. Just to recognize, we are so fortunate there's so many people involved in this happen. The ad hoc committee we had for the athletic department, 2.5, 3 years. I know people felt that, this was just pushed fast. This has been a long time coming with people looking at it.
How long has it actually been?
The ad hoc committee is probably at least 3 years now. I could tell you, I touched down in Griswold in 1993, coaching and then teaching. And we've talked about this for years and, not to this official point.
Right.
The Board of Finance being able to give us the go ahead and give us some funding to do the initial, what would it look like kind of cost that we used with Al Carpenter and his company. And then again, the survey. And
that was what, 60,000? 30,000?
It was a little, I think it was in the 30,000. Okay. But in the long run, when we got field turf and when the project did get approved by the voters, it saved us a lot of money because a lot of the work was already done. Al put a lot of that work in, and we did the tests on the bores and all those things ahead of time. And then the Board of Finance, pushing it to the voters. I mean, so that was, we owe a lot to them, the town committee that we have going on, just overseeing everything. And a lot of people involved, the Board of Education, seeing this and what it can do for our students. And people always, we think about sports, but just during the day, PE classes are going to be out there. The elementary uses that track also during the day for phys ed classes and different things. So lots of use all the day, and we hope that many people can enjoy the field all the time.
I'm glad you said that because I actually had a resident. We were talking about this one time, and this person was not in favor of the field, and it's nobody in this room.
That wasn't me.
It was not you. It was not you. And this person said to me, "Well, it's a lot of money to be spending on 5 football games a year," and I'm like, 5 what? And if somebody said that to you, how would you answer that question? Because a lot of people were, I think, not that they were misinformed, but they just didn't know. Yeah. What would you say? If I said, Glenn, that's a lot of money for 5 games, you would say,
well, during, like I just said, during the school day, it'll be used all day long with our school and for classes. And as far as athletics, I'll just say yesterday there were 20, 25 of our female athletes are out there for girls soccer. Then the boys came in with 20 athletes. On the boys soccer side, cross country had their first day of practice yesterday. The girls cross country and boys soccer team were doing some of their running on the track yesterday. Middle school soccer, we're going to try to get them down there to play some games. And also, and that's just the fall time. And then youth soccer is trying to get some games down there. So we're going to try to fit everybody we can on there. And then when you go into the spring, girls lacrosse, boys and girls track, and all those other things. So it'll be constantly used. I think especially this fall, I don't think there'll be a day that it's not being used.
So not only that, but then now it opens up that we can host tournaments.
Yeah, I know. In talking to Steve, I know the ECC, the way they do, you put in to try to host tournaments. I think we're going to try to host there's 2 ECC is broken up into 2 divisions for track. I know we're going to try to host the ECC track tournament. Steve's been working with Ted Koziel, who is on the ad hoc committee of who's very involved in outdoor track and trying to bring maybe around April vacation, a big track meet to Griswold, like an invite. Gives us lots of options.
Everything. He's done so much.
Yeah.
Sports, youth football and up. So.
And I'm sure down the road we'll try to host maybe the ECC soccer tournament, and we have all those abilities to do some of those things now. So
that's a name, Ted Koziel, that people know. A lot of people that are outside, that know, they hear about you and they hear Steve Cravino and. They hear Wilcox and all that. They don't hear Ted Koziel.
No, Ted's been involved in youth sports and youth football and a lot of things. I was on the board with Ted in baseball, Little League baseball, when my kids were coming through. And so, Ted's been very, very involved in youth sports as long as I've known him. So,
you have anything with your arms crossed over there?
Well, the only thing I'm going to say is the fact about the field. You said it was going on for like 3 years. I think I keep myself pretty well informed what's going on in this town. Because I didn't hear about it until like 6 months before you guys came out with the thing. I think it was quiet.
Yeah,
I don't think you came out when you first started. I never heard about it.
I know we had the ad hoc committee. We follow all those regulations. We post our meetings, we post our minutes, we do all those things. And they said, we try to talk to people, but I don't know. I don't know how to get messages out all the time. I don't know.
Didn't hear about it until like when you guys started to go before and to get it done, get a bid going. But I never heard it before.
Now, I know that if you can sign up on the Town of Griswold on the website, to get notification of meeting minutes and agendas, but I never saw any of that were available for ad hoc committees or subcommittees.
I know at the school level, we definitely, keep our minutes and do all those things.
On your website. I'm just talking about I know he relies on getting the emails.
Yeah, I don't go to the school
building committee
because I don't have anybody in school, so
That's
it doesn't.
Yeah.
But if you're going to do it like this in the future, you should put out there so it's in the town thing. So people get
I know, like.
Well, it was there, Paul. It's just the same thing. You just got to know where to look.
I know Sean was putting the big presentations up there on the website. So people can go up on the website and watch it. And,
one of Sean's strengths is he's a great communicator and wants to keep people informed of things, and that's the other piece. Another person who was in the time that Sean's been at Griswold, I spent my whole career here. I'm in year 30 here at Griswold, and he's done some great things for our district. The other project that's going on right now that, is people have heard about a little bit is that, the transition of the senior center to our new alt school.
Yeah, that's a good question. Is that going to open in the fall?
It's going to be opening probably late October, early November. We should be, but it is on schedule. We had to get all the things in place prior to it. It got a little bit of a late start, but they're moving right along. I've been to some of those meetings, and that's going to be a great addition having the alt school down here.
We know that the alt school now is out in Griswold. What's the benefit, like as far as the school system, to have the alt school here?
And the benefit for many of our alt students, they come to take certain classes on campus. They eat lunch at the high school. So it'll save us some money in busing for sure, and gives kids opportunities that, maybe they do some of their classes at the alt school, some at the high school. The proximity is going to be a huge thing. Safety wise, we have Jim Collins, who's our armed security officer, who much closer to everything now. He does go to the alt school as needed, but much needed. And also the updating technologies and things where, we're in there, we're going to have the smart boards like we have at the high school now. And it's just going to be a state of the art place. And, one of the biggest things too, is it's no taxpayer money. It's grant funded through some of the grants through ESSER and COVID.
See, I don't know if people do that.
Yep. So it won't impact.
That's another thing. Got to tell people.
Yeah, I think from our end, we've always said it's a grant funded, and like I said, no increase of the taxpayer. And at some point when we are moved into completely that building out there, we'll go over to the town, and the town can decide on what they would like to do with that building.
More classrooms in there?
Yeah, it's more classrooms.
Yeah,
it's a bigger space, more classrooms, and it gives us the ability to expand the program to more students.
Bring more people from the outside in.
Yeah.
There's more time to send them in also for the alternative school.
And also in the past too, as my time when I was in the middle school, once in a while we have a student that maybe that is the better fit for him, who may be an 8th grader or 7th grade. So we're trying to also look at, to maybe more of a 7 through 12 to meet the needs of our students, and also the ability, if there was a student from a sending town or maybe that student comes in 7th grade, because we can meet their needs too, and have them for like 6 years of tuition. So it is going to be a great facility. I'm sure we'll have some kind of grand opening when it's, that's the other piece about moving it down. We have the ability to move them over. Let's say it's done at the end of October and we pick sometime in November or shortly after to move it down there. We should be able to get them down there and get it going. So it is pretty exciting things going on there.
Maybe what you can do is, like with all town meetings, you can get it emailed, sent to you with all the minutes and agendas.
Well, that's what I was talking about.
Maybe you guys ought to see about getting that part of that list so that people who don't go to the school's website would be able to see the minutes and stuff that you guys are. It's an email that comes to us.
I can tell you what I do. I go to I kind of treat the Board of Education. It's totally different. They're their own thing. And I'll go to their website, and I have on their YouTube channel, because they do stream them. They stream their meetings. I click the bell, so that way I get a notification. So as soon as they go live, bing, so you can do that.
But
too,
everybody doesn't
you know.
do that.
Smaller meetings aren't.
Huh?
No, but you know that you can go watch it.
I know you can. I agree with you, but I just think
No, the
that.
smaller meetings. Like the
Yeah,
alternative,
I think
what do you
because
call
I
it?
really
yeah,
like.
you're on the committee, you know.
Yeah, that meeting's not streamed.
No.
But I like getting the notifications, even if I don't go to the meeting. I get to see and look and see what people talked about. You know,
Yeah.
and I really don't go to the Board of Education stuff because I have no kids in school. So, but a lot of people in my position the same way. They don't have kids in school, so I go there.
I don't have any kids in the Griswold public school system either, but I guess I just kind of trained myself. You know me, it's like, if it didn't come up in your news feed, it didn't happen, right? I go to the website.
Well, you have like an interest too because you're interested in the sports stuff.
Yeah, I'm just interested in
I
that
know
school
you
thing,
are, but
the
I'm
whole-
just saying that a lot of us not. So it'd be nice
Right.
to just see it. That's all I'm saying. Just a thought. I mean, you can. There's nothing to have them send the emails out to you.
I get a text message
You get a text message.
from the town. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
well,
like the notification text message on the website.
I don't
I don't know
we
if
get
the
nothing.
Board of Ed is on that one. I don't think they are.
Yeah,
I mean,
see,
just
our
a thought.
information, we would have to,
Separate
if
system.
we were ever going to look at that, which we could always look at it, someone would have to give us the information because with our parents and we have the students' families, that information is given to us that we enter in. So we'd have to have a way to get people's information.
Yeah.
That's how that would have to work.
I think what Paul's talking about is just notifications of meetings and meeting minutes.
That's what I'm talking about too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get a text message and it has the URL link right to
Yeah.
the meeting.
Yeah, it goes right to the minutes and right to the agendas. And
But
you
you're
can
right.
see.
They'd have to. I had to opt in.
Yeah, you have to opt in.
It's off the website. And
Yeah.
you have to fill in your info and it dumps it in. You get on.
I get them twice.
I get it twice too.
Do
I
you?
don't know why.
Probably opted in twice.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But it's just a thought.
Yeah, but there's
Hey,
a lot of great things going on in the school system. Look at in many schools are in decline with students. Ours seems to be steadily flowing up. Preliminary at the high school a few years ago, we were probably about 505 students this year. As of yesterday, I think Aaron said we're at 575.
Really?
So within the last 2 years. So I think lots of reasons, a lot of good things going on, additions of things and new programming. I mean, if anybody has ever been to the Nexus at the high school, that state-of-the-art lab, and also the one at the middle school, the Launchpad, it's pretty exciting things. We've had a lot of classes in there, coding classes, animation classes, and getting our students ready for the future.
E-games are, right?
Yeah. And the other thing too, we're in that manufacturing pipeline at the high school where students are part of that programming. They get some certifications through the pipeline, and many of our students go right to the world of work, right from high school with good paying jobs, whether at EB or other area employers. So we're doing a lot of good things because, there's many roads for success for students. We have to be able to have them. Not everything's just college, have kids ready for the world of work, the military, all those things. And our job is to get them ready for whatever their passions are and help them get to those.
You guys are also teaching web streaming and web broadcasting
Yes.
now and everything. That's really cool because that's
That's the
not
way
going
of
away.
the future. The way of the
Yeah.
future.
Absolutely. I mean, anybody can have a channel on like what is it, Roku?
Yeah.
Any show.
$100 a month.
Yeah.
You can have live TV all the time.
For me, in my position at the school, one of the great things we have is our board of ed. We bring a lot of ideas to them outside of the box, that Sean and I, support. And they always seem to say, all right, how can we do this? How can we support you? So we're fortunate that our board of ed always puts our kids first and also lets us try new innovative things to improve our district.
I'm really surprised there aren't more comments. People are just kind of chilling and listening. That's cool. But Scott Fire says, thank you to everyone involved in making the field happen. Seeing those kids out there last night having fun made me swell with pride. Scott, that's the beer.
No, tell him. But I'm right with him. Minus the beer part, but I'm right with him. I spent probably just an hour in the bleachers just watching kids out there because, like I said, it's kind of been my passion project for me having this done because I think it's great for our school and community.
I was telling you, Sean, the other day, I said there was so many times that I just pulled off the highway and have driven into the parking lot and just got out of the car. Everything from the window was ripped up. There was nothing on the ground. And it was really cool. I mean, I graduated Griswold 1984. So, it's really cool to see that, especially when I've never went to this high school. I went to the middle school, which was the high school back then. So just to watch everything
Yep.
from soup to nuts. I mean, I'm sure you have the same
Yeah.
same type of feeling.
Yeah. Pretty much went down there every day, checked in on the things or looking at stuff. So like I said,
Yeah.
and I'm just so happy that, everything went as planned. As I told you, Mike, the other day, most everything you do in a project, you say, I could have done this different. I don't think there's anything down there that in my opinion, that I think we should have done differently. I think we thought of everything. We've got the right people to get their input on things. And I don't think there's anything I'm aware of that I would have done differently down there.
So one thing I thought was pretty cool about the field, actually the lighting system, and you showed it to me, and I'm like, what are those things? Like halfway down the poles, there's like lights with like a reflector or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what it. And then you pointed it out, and I'm like, oh, that does make a lot of sense. Well, since then, I've asked a few people, what do you think those are?
Mm-hmm.
I've heard solar panels, I've heard cameras, the whole thing.
Or just like, I've also heard people think they're like the emergency lighting or things like that, but they're actually that lighting is made whether in football if a punt's above the lights, or in soccer when the goalie punts the ball, things if it's above it helps you track the ball. And as the engineer that for the project said, he goes, I'm not sure how it works, but it definitely works. And,
so what it is halfway up the light poles you have, I don't know, it's like lights on a reflector, so it goes up, but it's really, really cool. I thought it was like a solar panel.
Because if the ball goes above the lights, you're gonna have the spots when you look up at the light. So this helps track the ball so that you don't have it. So
follow the ball, or
it puts the lights up, and it just so that your eyes can adjust, and it gives you to be able to track the ball. It's just it just covers the area. Yep.
Like a laser.
It's pretty neat concept. Like I said, and the lights are so easy on off, and and from the standpoint of electricity, they use barely any electricity. They're all the state of the art LEDs and those things. I can tell you the older lights, I'm sure those things that meter started spinning as soon as they went on.
Athletic Director Steve Cravino says yesterday was great to see. Thank you to the committee, the Board of Ed, the Board of Finance, especially Sean and Glenn. So,
and Steve's got the schedules out there. Like I said, there'll be a lot of games out there. I think a lot of the games will be 6:30 football. Between 5 and 6, depending on who we're playing for soccer games, and it's going to be. And when you think about this as a soccer parent, our field in the front of the school, it's nice. It has a scoreboard, but you have to bring your own chair. I mean, what a great facility just to show up, be able to sit in the bleachers, get a much better view of the game. So I'm pretty excited for our soccer families too.
I want to go one step further with Steve right here. Steve, I'll bounce things off Steve all the time, and I probably annoy the living crap out of the guy. He'll be at home. Steve, where are you? Something like Jesus. We collaborated a little bit on putting an app together for Griswold athletics. So I just talked to him. Can I mention it? He said, yeah. So there's an app that's back now. So we worked together to put that together, which is really, really cool. You're gonna get announcements. So you download the app, you can get push notifications as far as what's happening with Griswold sports and all that.
Yeah, Steve had mentioned that to me that he was working on those things. So what a great thing to keep people posted. And then the fact that our games are streamed. I know last year I wasn't able to go down to Stonington to watch the game, but I watched your live stream of it. Yep. So it's great being able to see things from different places.
And it's funny because we would go to other fields to stream games, whether it would be Stonington or Killingly, that had these big, beautiful fields up until now. And you'd sit there and you'd be in the press box and go, why can't we have these nice things? Because it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's absolutely beautiful. And then when this happened, I'm like, this is just great.
I have always felt we have probably one of the best venues to watch a game, the way the hill is and the way it sits into the bowl down there. But now having the facilities with that is.
Haven't they always said that it's the best place to watch a game, but maybe the worst game to play it? We're the worst field to play a game.
Yeah. Yep. That's kind of been it's. Those things, but it's funny when I was the football coach, my wife pointed out, she goes, there was a few games that, I think the mud helped us a little bit, but I gotta be honest, there was a couple of games where slowed some teams down for us, but I would trade that for, to have this state of the art. Like I said, you just walk on that field, Mike, when you walk on that field, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really was. I can't describe it. You have to be on it to really but it's soft and it's cushiony and it's.
Like I said, just as a side note for people, the company Field Turf, the crew that actually put in when I was down there, when they were actually putting our turf field in, the crew that put in the turf field for us is the same one that put it at Gillette Stadium. So, I mean, that's
that's a big deal.
I think the other thing that's important is that you had a whole bunch of residents that supported you.
Mhm.
And they should be part of the thank you.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I realized the committees did a lot of work, but if it wasn't for those residents that came forward, we know how close it was.
And the other thing, Paul, and to hit on that, you're 100% right. And one of the things that we want to make sure our students and our student athletes know is that, you need to thank the community who supported this 100%. And the ceremony too, one of our things as we're putting that together now is to have our student athletes thank the community directly, because you are 100% right. We had some important adults that did some things, but the community and our student athletes need to realize how lucky they are. Fortunate.
Yes.
Yeah, they're
And
lucky.
this is the gift they get.
I don't think I've ever seen a vote so close.
Yeah. Like I said, I always go when that happened and people say, oh, it was close. And,
It was close.
20 something years of coaching sports, I won by 1 and I won by 20. I still feel
Yeah.
pretty good about both.
That's
So
pretty good.
So I want to take a look right now to see. I guess the app is live. I'm going to see. I'm going to search it right here and see what comes up. Yeah, there it is. Griswold Sports. All you got to do is go. There it is. Oh, I'm over here.
Yep.
Download it. Griswold Sports. You can get it for Google and Apple.
You stream the games on there?
We're going to.
Yep.
The links are going to be on the app for both us and GSPN.
Mhm.
So, because honestly, I don't care if it's us or GSPN. We want to get the games out there for everybody to watch. So that's why I try to work with Kyle to see what are you carrying, what are we carrying, so
Yep.
that way they're out there. We all, speaking of which, now I know we got this cup that we're selling, but we talked to the Booster Club. And the tumbler that we're selling, the one that's hot cold cup, stainless steel one, that one right there, the Booster Club has gone out and said, if you buy one of those cups and you bring it to one of the games, doesn't matter what as long as their concession stand, you get unlimited $1 refills on coffee or hot cocoa.
Mhm.
There you go.
So there you go. Anything else you want to add? Because I know you probably have to get back.
Yeah, it's just we're at professional development this week, yesterday, today, and Monday. Kids on Tuesday. Looking forward to kids. And one of those things great about schools is it's a job where you kind of almost reset every year. You can get some new excitement, reset. Looking forward to getting students in on Tuesday. And again, just a real thanks to everybody in the community and everybody involved, because as a resident of the community, I'm very proud of the school system. My wife and I moved here years ago so that our daughters could all go through the Griswold Public Schools, because that's how strongly we feel about the school here. And I love Griswold. It's my home.
My mother was the same way. We were going to move to South Carolina because my dad worked at American Standard.
Yeah.
American Standard closed down. We could either go to South Carolina or Ohio. My mother said, no, Tony, you find another job. Mike's staying in Griswold Public Schools.
Yeah.
And that's a God's honest truth.
We have so many family teachers in the district that have their kids come through and things. Great place to be. And I love this community. It's just like any community. We have our ups and downs and our things, but it's a community that in my time here has always come together to support people who need support and take care of each other. So like I said, and thank you to everybody. Thank for all of you and all you guys do to help support school and our events at the school. Yeah, because it's better for everybody. And like I said, just to thank you to everybody in the community, because if you would ask me, 10 years ago, if this would ever happen, I would say, no, it was a pipe dream I've always had. And I hear from I run into former athletes that I had coached and things, and they're just excited. And many of those former athletes have kids that are coming. They're playing youth sports now and they're coming up too, and they're pretty excited too. So
to see them kids jumping around on the field and the big G in the middle and stuff yesterday was like, this is what it's about.
I thought it was more exciting, Kathy, or the kids.
Yeah. I know, like I said, football, as long as the weather holds, is supposed to be out there today. If there's no lightning, do their walkthrough before their scrimmage. And like I said, the soccer kids yesterday were pretty excited.
I forgot to read Kathy's comment. The kids were all so excited after football practice. They all went running down to play around on the field. And so many parents watched from the top with huge smiles. It was like Christmas.
Yep.
They're about 6 o'clock.
It is.
They just got done with practice.
Yep.
Yeah.
So like I said, I'm sure they'll enjoy their practice today. And
Is that Pee Wee down there too?
They are. Yep.
Yeah.
Youth football be down there playing. Yep. you know, and I know Steve's working with the youth soccer to get them in there on times too. So like I said, we want to make sure everybody can enjoy it. And I hope a lot of our adults in the community can go down there and walk in a safe environment. You know, you're not walking on this roads, you think, well, and that's why we decided to put the walking lights on till 9 o'clock. So for people who get out of work, and especially when the time changes happen, people have a place to go and be safe. And
That's good
do
to know
exercise.
because I always was afraid to go there.
Yep.
I used to walk there all the time, but I'm afraid that they would say you can't come in here because schools. And stuff.
Yeah, it's
I think a lot of people have that. That's what they think.
Yeah.
I did. I didn't
So you
go,
said.
not because I was afraid, but I was just thinking, I don't want the teacher to go, who's the creeper down there?
Yeah.
You know, I didn't.
you know, for years I taught phys ed there. I knew the regulars. You get to know the people, you talk to
Sure.
them and stuff. So you see the same people all the time. So it's just like I said, a big thank you to the entire community. And we're so excited and looking forward to the September 8th to have our first official game down there. I think boys soccer has a game the next morning on it. And I think the girls, their first home game is that following Monday, I think Steve said. So
I do have two more quick questions.
Mhm.
First one is, can you just mention quickly, like a lot of people, the maintenance
Yep.
of the field, how
Sure.
long is it going to last and how do we maintain it? And
Yep. So the field, Field Turf says that,
you're not mowing it.
we're not mowing it. Field Turf says, those fields last somewhere between 12 and 15. This type of field, they haven't had them as long. They think it's going to last a little longer, 12 to 15 years before we have to do some replacement. But replacement is not the whole project again. It's really just the turf itself.
Yep.
The maintenance equipment for the field came with the project. And so basically it's a machine that goes over it, and it's the pellets that hold all the field turf in. It fluffs the field turf up, puts the pellets back down, and it's done depending on use every 4 to 6 weeks. And it's just a matter of how long it takes to drive up and down the field with the machine. Other things that happen after a soccer game, you may go out there and they have some smaller equipment. If where the goalie stands, if you think that place has, you see a lot of the pellets up, you can go and sweep that up a little bit. But some low lying maintenance once in a while, but the big maintenance is 4 to 6 weeks depending on use.
And you can plow it.
You could, yes. Yep. They said that you can.
That was one of the meetings. I kind of,
Yeah.
Are the lines permanently?
Yep. The lines are permanently on there. And we have boys and girls, there's soccer lines, football lines, boys and girls lacrosse lines on it.
yeah, they're all out there.
I was just.
Yep. So,
We should take a ride over.
as far as, we used to, if you had a football game down there and a soccer game on, during the week, it would be hours to paint the fields and to keep those things
What
there.
about
So
the track? Is that requiring you? I don't remember hearing about that.
the track, after so many years, you'd probably just put some kind of new finish on it more so, but that's really there is no maintenance really to the track. You got the two jumping pits, we did buy covers for the jumping pits so that keep some of the debris out of the
Right.
jumping pits. And that's why we bought the new storage container too, to make sure we take care of all of our equipment. It's a big investment, and we're fortunate to get a lot of the equipment we needed and make sure our coaches and our athletes know to maintain the equipment and take care of the facility.
All right. So, and last thing here, in the school year 2022-2023, how many sending town kids did we have?
Oh, off the top of my head, I'm not positive. I don't want to give you a number. That's not.
No. I understand.
I can tell you, looking at the numbers now, our freshman sending town.
I was going to say
huge.
now what's 23-24
You
look
know,
like?
Don't quote me, but I think talking to Aaron, I think we have 64 freshmen that came in from other towns. But don't quote me on that. I think that's the number. I just in passing.
That's the business of the business,
Yeah.
right there. So does this field have something to do with that? If I'm not going to ask you that because that would be unfair.
Yeah.
I say all day long. What about you? What do you think?
I'd say
All of a sudden, 64 new kids are
proof is in
coming.
the pudding. Like, they don't,
Yeah.
All of a sudden, they just decided to come. Yeah, I'd say that minimum at least has a lot to.
I think that's a piece of it. I also think that we have some great new programs especially for our high school. It's tuition kids are our high school kids.
Sure.
I mean, to be able to come in and walk into that labs we have and the classes we've added and be able to, or the manufacturing pipeline, to know, hey, when I graduate here, maybe tech school wasn't for me. I want a more traditional education, but also have the ability to get a job after. I think we've had many students that have landed jobs, good paying jobs right out of high school, going through that.
Griswold
pipeline.
Public Schools has transitioned.
Yep.
I mean, in the last 5 to 7 years, the explosion that's happened over there with everything that's going on, and not just curriculum, but new kids coming into the program, the field sign outside.
Yep.
On Slater Avenue. I look at it all the time. Sometimes I'm leaving the middle school and I stop and I'll just read it for a minute before.
you know, in the Booster Club, I know Melissa Wooten through the school, they do a lot of we do our athletes of the week. And there are many times, you know, the students' pictures up there and their parents are out there taking a picture of it. So, and like I said earlier, I think a lot of the things we've done are.
And the Booster Club's revived
It is.
too over the last couple of years, which is awesome.
Yep.
And Melissa Wooten's a big part of that.
Yep. And
Aaron.
And many others that are involved. Kate Gilgenbach, I think, is the president now. So there's a lot of people involved to revive it. Last year was probably, as far as school spirit, the high school was probably the most I've seen in a long time. You know, I think COVID put some dampers on a lot of things, and people. But I think last year the feel at the high school was unbelievable. The spirit and all different factors, and I think we just got to try to maintain those things.
I never saw the student section so filled during basketball games since any of the time that we've been there to broadcast.
Yeah, and the way all the kids are supporting each other at all different events, and you know, it's just, and like I said, I think our Board of Ed we're fortunate that they think outside the box and support us. And you know, I said it before, and he hates to hear it, but Sean McKennan's a big reason of our school has moved forward the way it has.
You tell him that, he'll
but he is, you know, he
absolutely,
he allows people to do their job, try new things. And, you know, yesterday our convocation was, hey, take chances, try new things with our kids, you know, think out, you know, do what you can to, and it's okay sometimes that you try stuff and it doesn't really work and you try again. That's because we try to teach our kids also.
The important thing is you have to, a lot of towns forget, you have to transition with the times. You have to move with the times. Otherwise you get left behind.
100%.
And you see that a lot with places. You got to move up.
Yeah.
Otherwise people are going to leave and find a place that's moving up. That's
Yeah.
You have to put some money into it to make it work.
So I know I took you 2 questions. I want to get you the heck out of here and everything. So Glenn, thank you very much.
I appreciate it.
For everything and everything that you've done. You know, we appreciate, you know, with since you've been in your, you know, along with Griswold Public Schools.
Yeah.
I mean, we're better for it. So thank you.
And Paul, if you ever want to come down, I'll give you the tour myself.
There you go.
Yep, absolutely.
Taking a detractor and made a promoter. There you go.
I was hit you up on that. I'll let you stop my car.
All right.
Yep. To be honest with you, you know, I was against it,
Let my man leave.
but now it's over. I'm not going to argue with it. It's in.
Yeah.
Luck to it.
Yeah,
It's done.
And I'm just happy that, you know, it didn't cost more on the taxpayers and did things and there were no issues because, you know, whenever you start a project, you just never know what you're going to find.
Yeah.
So thank you all.
Thank you.
Have a good weekend.
Take care.
Thanks. Enjoy, man.
Take it easy. All right, that was Glenn Labossiere, the Director of Teaching, Learning, and Innovation at Griswold Public Schools. All right, yeah, you want to take your regular spot here?
Behind over here.
All right.
Oh, it's hot over there.
It's a lot of hot air coming out.
Sorry about that. Sorry.
No.
So what do you think now, Paul? I know, Paul, you know, at the beginning, and you and I fought.
Yep.
We did fight.
Yep.
You know, as friends do at times.
Is that what you called it? Fight?
We argued heavily.
It was an emotional discussion.
Yeah. Were you here that day?
No, I watched the play
Okay, all right,
afterwards. Yeah.
So, oh yeah, we didn't throw hands or anything.
No, I watched them.
But we did. We definitely disagreed.
You saw the vote. It was
things.
close.
Was
So there was a lot of we
That's-
go other places. There was a lot of discussions from the public about it, and you get pros and no's.
Yes.
I just thought it was, to me, it was my perspective that he mentioned it was bad timing because there's no money in the town. You know, that was my whole thing. I didn't want to see taxes go up, but they didn't go up this year, so we'll see what happens next year.
Next year's gonna
next
be-
year's going to be a pinch.
Yeah.
So,
Because we're already $600,000 in the hole.
Well, they took money out of the savings to put into the
That's what I mean.
to catch up. So yeah, you're got to catch up in the back end now. But like I said earlier, in order for things to move forward, you're gonna have to make an investment. That's
Absolutely.
because what like you talk about economic development or whatever. Who's gonna want
This
to
is
come
part
in?
of economic
Who's gonna want to
development.
come into a town that's not up to the times? You know.
Yeah.
But you have to look on the other end too. Yeah, people are on fixed incomes and
a lot of people are.
Yeah.
And we have low income families.
Yeah.
I think the thing that I really like is that we have people on the Board of Education right now that aren't afraid to push forward.
Yeah.
You know, instead of just being the status quo. Yes, it's going to cost money, but I'll tell you something. in the long run, which is, it's
Mhm.
this is not a sprint, kids.
No.
I mean, this is, in the long run, this is something that's going to be very beneficial to this town.
But they also brought kids into the town that weren't here before.
There's already, I mean,
Yeah.
if you want to look at the business of the business,
Yeah.
there's already, a revenue gain.
Yeah.
Is it again, is it the field? Is it everything? But Griswold Public Schools has really changed. We can talk about the field all day long. We can talk about the sign in the front.
Mm-hmm.
But what about, like Glenn was saying, the Nexus,
Yeah.
the computer lab, all these wonderful things in additions to the high school, the middle school, the elementary school.
Mhm.
It's not just the field.
Well, you got a lot of families that come from like these communities that are more,
Yeah.
what's the word for it? Depressed, or they're going to come to a town like Griswold where, there's lower taxes compared to a lot of other towns.
Lower taxes.
Compared to a lot of other towns. Griswold does not have a high
Yeah,
tax
move
base.
to Norwich and let me know how you make out.
I'm not
Yeah.
arguing no,
No.
definitely, but if we don't start getting income in here,
Well, that's the
taxes are
key.
gonna-
You got to
gotta
be
go up.
on both sides.
right.
You
You're
have
right.
to
You're
feed it, and you got to
So,
take. It's
Not only do we need to invest in our school system, we need to invest in the town to draw economic development into the town.
well, you got to invest in both.
We don't spend any money.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't spend money to make money,
Right.
and that's the
I
problem.
think a lot of mistakes most towns make are they invest in one or the other. You have to invest in both.
I mean,
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Because you gotta, kids are the future. You gotta invest in the seniors. You gotta invest in economic development. You gotta do all of them. Otherwise, people are leaving. That's gonna be the
The seniors are the past and they're also the future.
Yeah.
Because you have the seniors, like I got your attention now, didn't I? Senior.
what's the saying?
I have never been to the senior center. I don't belong.
Sign
you
up yet?
have. You've been there with me.
I went in there, but I don't
You didn't
belong
sign up
to it.
yet?
I don't belong to it.
No, it's beautiful. You should
I
try it.
know.
Well,
I
it's
don't
only
belong to it.
42. I mean,
don't belong to
Jesus.
Mhm. Yeah.
So no, but what I'm saying is that the seniors were here well before us.
Yeah.
Paved the road, right?
Yeah.
Do they deserve the senior center that they have now? Absolutely. The senior center building committee, had the foresight to say, okay, you know what, we need to build this, so it is 30 years out. Because what's going to happen? It's going to expand. It's what happened down here,
Yeah.
right here at downtown with the old senior center.
Mhm.
And what happened? Well, they had the gumption to push forward.
Yeah.
It's
It's gonna be there for 100 years or more.
one of the things that people look at when they come to a new town: school system, senior center.
Yeah.
That balance.
That's people moving in.
Right. And you know what? The proof in the pudding is, look at the inventory of homes that are for sale in Griswold. Hardly anything. Why? Because people are coming. That's
Now you can-
really it.
now
I mean,
we
we
have-
can talk all day long.
Yeah.
And,
But I think what
that's-
Paul's saying now too. Now you have that. Now you got to also build up the economic
We have to
development.
be-
Bring the
I
tax
agree 100%. Yeah.
to level it out.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's one side of the equation.
Right.
You have the school system in place, you got a senior system. But on the other side of the equation, we have to become a business-friendly
Right.
town. And if we're not
You are
business-friendly,
100%
nobody
correct.
is going to come in.
Mhm.
And it all starts down the street.
Yeah, and you got to do the full circle, like everything.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is stuff we need to,
Yeah.
it's got to happen. If it
So
doesn't
speaking of which, we have a debate that is going to happen here this Tuesday night at 7:00. It's with the Republican Party. There's the endorsed candidate, who is Wayne Malin, and then there is the current incumbent, the current first selectman, Dana Bennett.
Yep.
So we are going to have a debate at 7:00. Put it on your calendar. If you're concerned about what's the direction of this town, well, then watch the people answer the questions that are looking to push the town forward. I think I feel that is very important.
I think one important.
I'm a homeowner in town.
I think one of the important
I mean?
questions that we need to ask all candidates, whether it be Democrat, Republican, or independent, we want to call them, is how are you going to make the town of Griswold business friendly?
Then what I suggest anybody does, and it's been on the ticker on this show all week.
I'm gonna say you put it back up there.
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah.
Send an email with your suggested question to Janice Steinhagen. Okay, it's Steinhagen7 at AOL.com. AOL is not a typo. It is Steinhagen7 at AOL.com. There's also a post that was put up on Griswold Now about it. I mean, I've done it. I mean, it's just there's information out there about it. So if you now, that's not saying that your question is going to be asked. You know, there's no guarantee your question's going to be asked. Yeah. So, and the only people we're going to do it right in this room, and the only people that are going to be in this room are going to be the two candidates, Janice, myself, and a timekeeper who is not affiliated with any party.
Makes sense.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's also that I thought that was important to me because Janice was saying, well, we need a timekeeper. I said, yeah. So I did find, and I told her, I said, we need to have a timekeeper that's not affiliated. So, you know, neither side could say, well,
Yeah,
and I don't want to have anybody uncomfortable. I just want people to, and it's not going to be a rock'em sock'em robot, you know, fight. It's going to be a discussion.
I don't think it's.
And we are going to have a twist at the end. I will tell you that. And I'm announcing
Chubby's
it now.
coming.
Huh?
Chubby's coming. If you go over his head.
Chubby?
Go over his head. Right over his head.
Did you
right?
understand it?
Chubby?
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Chubby checker twist.
Twister.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Come on, baby. Let's do the.
Oh man, you're losing it.
Because I didn't get Paul's bad dad joke.
That wasn't a joke. That was a comment.
That joke.
What's your twist?
Go ahead. What's your twist?
I don't even know. I'm not saying it yet.
Forgot about it.
No, it's nothing bad, but it's going to be something. I don't think, and it was my idea, but it's something that has not. I don't believe has been done during a debate that I've never seen. Oh, here come the questions.
Oh, no,
What
no,
the
no.
hell is he doing?
It's my calendar.
All right. Are the tumblers making an appearance? What do you? I'll tumbler for you. I'll tumbler. Daryl, did you get your tumbler yet? What? No. We also have a soccer tumbler coming out for the boys and the girls.
Oh, yeah?
Yep, that's coming too.
Per player?
No. You imagine the work that would take?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So what's your twist, though? What's
I'm not saying.
Oh, okay.
So what you bring it up for? Right?
It's called a teaser, Paul.
Uh,
It's called a teaser. And I can't say it to
we're going to give you a taser.
I can't say it in front of Rich because Rich is part of the Republican
I
the,
got you. Okay.
you know,
Yeah.
and no offense to him,
Well, you
but
said it in front of the whole world, though, so that's what.
Yeah.
I didn't say what it was. I
Gonna-
just said there was going to be a twist.
All right.
Cool. Something interesting. Toss it up.
Yes. Also, neither candidate will know the questions asked. Exactly. Well, you know, a couple of years ago, we were, you know, somebody came to us and said, well, we should know the questions. I'm like, no, you shouldn't.
Well, a lot of
I got right in their face and said, no, you know.
No, a lot of debates do hand the questions out ahead of time.
Yeah.
That's why.
Well, Janice is
Especially if you're in the cell.
dead to rights not happening. Huh?
Yeah, you got that one too, didn't you?
What's that?
Just if you're in the cellar.
So it's going to be
Oh,
interesting. It'll be about an hour.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah. So it's not going to get out of hand or nothing.
I don't
like
think that would happen.
No. These the two folks that are in the that are taking part in the debate are they speak professionally, so
Mhm.
they will be.
It should be
fine.
good.
Yeah, this is not like Trump against Biden. Okay. Sleepy Joe.
You said I'll be able to watch it afterwards.
Yeah, you can watch it live.
Yeah.
But you'll also be able to watch it after it's done because it
No
will stay
questions
online.
over the.
What?
No questions over the phone or anything, right?
No, we're giving
all beforehand.
we're giving residents the opportunity now.
Yep.
You
Okay.
know,
Yep.
beforehand. You
Just
still
wait.
have all weekend on through Monday.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I think Janice will take questions, but then again, it's like I said, it's no guarantee. You know that it's going to be included in the debate. But if you have a question, you feel that it's serious and it's worthy or debate worthy, send it in. You know, I mean, if you don't, then who knows if it was actually a really, really good question, maybe very important to you. And that's really what this is about, is getting the information out to the residents.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that's Tuesday. Monday, we're going to be joined by a gentleman by the name of Tom Sinkowitz. He is the Board of Finance chair in Plainfield. And he's running for first selectman against Kevin Cunningham. And I want to pick his brain a little bit about the Board of Finance there and all of their economic development that's been happening in the town of Plainfield over the last 4 years. So now the Board of Finance has worked very well, I would think, or you think with Mr. Cunningham back, because they have economic development. Now they're going to be facing off. So we'll be
It's the
talking
name of the
about
game.
that. Yeah. So we'll talk to Tom on Monday. Yeah. We'll have other guests, and Tuesday we have the debate, and we'll go
It's at night though, not during the day.
What?
Yeah,
Nighttime. Still
7 p.m. Right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, 7:00.
Wow, I'm scaring sheep.
There's your friend, the goat.
No.
Your best bud.
Oh my God. That's it. Thank you guys. Have a
Oh,
great
thank you.
weekend.
Giddy up.
I'm off to
Do
go.
it.
I'm gonna go see Benny. So
Okay.
have a good day. Thank you, as always, Rich.
Hey,
Are you
my pleasure.
Paul, you're gonna be here Monday?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good weekend.